Before we start the meeting, I want to thank Kyle McKenzie back here for putting the flag up on the TV. You know, we know it's 9/11. Certainly something that we should never forget. Almost 3,000 Americans was killed that day in the Twin Towers and Pentagon and on that field in Pittsburgh, right outside Pittsburgh. And we got a special treat for you if Kyle is ready to play it. If we could all stand as Kyle is going to put taps on for us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And hopefully we'll never forget 9/11. For the roll call, we have all of our council members here tonight. That's a good thing. Could we have a motion to approve the agenda, please? Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, the agenda is adopted. We'll move right into planning and zoning. Committee report, Ms. Linda Dodd.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to have our esteemed Robbie come up and explain to us.
Robbie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You have two cases before you. Case number R23-008. Jose Hurtado filed an application to rezone 5.1 acres located on 827 Lee Bird Road. Map parcel number LG1000049, Walton County. The property owner is going from O&I to R44, or is requesting. The second matter before you will be R23-009 Twin Lakes Road LLC, who filed an application to rezone 27.85 acres at 3520 Atlanta Highway. Map parcel number LG140020. They're asking to go from PUV to CH. Due to some confusion when the Planning Commission calendar was approved, this meeting, it was advertised as being the public hearing will be held Thursday. So at this time, you guys will just take that matter up on Thursday.
Okay, so we had a public meeting for planning and zoning. Second public meeting will be Thursday night.
That's correct, at which
So
point
we'll move away from these for tonight.
Yes, sir.
And those folks who are here about these two things, we apologize. But I hope you understand, once we put an ad out there, we've got to honor it. And hopefully we'll see you back Thursday night. Shane, who's one of the attorneys for this group, I always kid him. Very seldom does he wear socks. And he's wearing socks tonight. I don't know if we'll get that same benefit Thursday night. What do you think, Shane? Do you own two pairs of socks? Okay, just two. If that's, I mean, that's the way we got to do it if we've advertised it. So please bear with us. Okay, anything else, Linda?
And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Very good, and we'll move next to Finance Human Resource Committee, Ann Hunsinger.
Mr. Mayor, I have no actionable items this evening.
Okay, thank you, Ann. We'll move next to the Public Safety Committee reports, Jay Bowen.
Thank you, sir. Tonight, we have something for the consent agenda on Thursday. Chief Johnson, who is here with us tonight, needs 18,
Is your mic on, Jay?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, okay.
He needs 18 turnout, jacket, trousers, suspenders. The amount is $51,642. It'll come out of the 2019 Walton County SPOS Fund. If anyone has any questions, we'll call the chief up. Otherwise, I'd like to put it on consent.
Before y'all do that, the
Oh,
first,
the other, yeah, I'm sorry, I skipped right over.
yeah, the first item, the mobile radio purchase of $96.75 that can be taken off the agenda. It's with below my amount. When we did this agenda, we thought there were $9,600 apiece, but since it's $9,600 total, that does not need to be on the agenda. So we'll remove that for Thursday. And just keep item B, which is the
So you're gonna
turnout.
take that item off for Thursday?
Yes, because it's within my limit. Unless you just wanted to hear it, but it's within my limit.
Okay.
So yeah, just turnout gear replacement, $51,642 coming out of the 2019 Walton County SPOS Fund. I'd like to put that on consent unless we have any questions from council. Everybody good? Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Are you requesting consent agenda?
Yes, sir.
Consent agenda, everybody?
Yes. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Okay, now we'll move to Public Works Facilities Committee, Melanie Long. Nope, we're gonna move first to Public Utilities Transportation Committee, Bill Duvall. Hang on, Melanie, we'll get to you.
That was a curveball. So I've got two things on the agenda tonight. The first one is the staff recommends a replacement of a bar screener for the plant. The total cost is $350,000. It is a budgeted item. So they did receive 3 quotes. One quote was $405,000. There was one other quote that was $330,000, but this product is manufactured overseas, and they had concerns with customer service. The the item that they did select is a company that they've worked for before, is local, and can provide good customer service. Anyway, the bar screener itself is 25 years old, and anyway, any questions on that?
The only question I have, which is off topic, but it's not really, it says that is going to be $350,000 taken out of ARPA funds.
Correct. Yes.
Donnie, this is a question for you. I've been meaning to ask you, and I haven't, so since we're here tonight, I'm asking you. Yeah, we got $4.4 million in ARPA funds, right? 4.8. And I know the library money's coming out of there. Do you know how much is left in our ARPA fund? And this is off topic, but since I saw ARPA out here, I wanted to ask.
Well, we've only spent maybe $100,000, and then we've earmarked the library, but it has not spent the
Okay.
library. But by law, this has to be earmarked by 2024 and spent by 2026.
Okay.
So-
So the only, out of ARPA, the only thing we've actually spent,
I believe it was the sewer, the pumps, the 70,000, right? I believe Brandon, is that right? Yeah.
So, but
Less than 100,000.
but how much has been earmarked? So this will be spent out of it, but,
Earmark is 1.5 million for.
That's all?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the water line too. Yep, the Culver water line, we spent money on that as well.
do you know how much that was?
Well, there's a remaining balance that we earmarked, but right now it's potentially in litigation, so I don't have the amount.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So with that, I'd like to put it on the consent.
Everybody okay with consent agenda?
All right, thank you. The second item is our application for LMIG funding, which is the local maintenance improvement grants we get yearly from, administered by Georgia DOT. So in June, our allotment came out. We have been approved for $160,252.28. Of that, we have to provide a 30% match. 30% of that is $48,075.68, totaling $208,327,000. and 96 cents. So that's what we're going to use for paving. But in addition to that, we're going to add another $541,672.04 so that we can increase the amount of paving we're doing. So the total is going to be $750,000. This is all in your packet, of course. So what we'll approve tonight is, you know, granting the mayor and the city manager to sign the resolution for obtaining the funds from DOT. But also we have a list of bridges. I like bridges, sorry, but we need to pave roads right here. List of roads, and it totals about 3 miles. And just a reminder, folks, that it's 57, we have 57 miles of roads in the city, and, you know, it costs a lot of money in order to pave them. So, 3 miles is approximately once every 20 years, and that's not much, but that's a lot of money. Anyways, are there any questions on this?
So that's about $250,000 a mile. 3/4.
Sounds good. With that, I'd like to put it on consent,
Okay. Everybody okay with consent?
and we'll be,
Okay.
And also to add that, there is a resolution for the mayor to sign so we can send to the state to apply for this grant.
Okay.
So 2 folds.
Should we read the roads?
huh? No.
You could put it on, excuse me, good evening. You can put it on consent, both the resolution and the expenditure of funds. That's fine. So if y'all are okay with that, then it'll both go on consent, both the resolution being approved and the expenditure of the funds.
So that's what we'd like to do, put the resolution and the expenditure of funds. Still consent?
Okay.
All right, great. And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have no other action items.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Bill. Public Works Facilities Committee, Melanie Long.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Okay, anything?
Nope.
Okay, I'm
She said
sorry, I
no.
didn't hear you. Okay. All right, with nothing to report there, we'll move to Economic Development Committee. Brandon Whitfield.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no actionable items, but I did want to remind everybody Groovin' on the Green, September 15th is going to be the Blast Band, 7:30, and after party with DJ Doug, Press Play Productions until 11. Public Safety Day is Thursday, September 28th, and that's going to be 5 to 7 on the town green, and free slice of pizza for the first 100 that come there. And I believe that's all I have tonight, Mayor.
And to jump in and steal some, you stole some of my thunder, so I'm gonna steal some of yours.
Oh, I'm
I will
sorry.
once again be in the dunk tank, so come
Okay.
on out. Try to dunk me. Melanie was very successful last year. Chief Lowry was not. And hopefully, I won't find ice cubes in there like I did last year, because it was really cold. And I figured you were a prime suspect. But anyways, that's all I had. Thank you.
Greg, you gonna be in the Dunkin' tank too? That's the same answer I gave.
We're going to have the brown water this time for you,
Yeah.
the brown water.
Well, after he was dunked once, it was pretty much brown.
I'm from the plant.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll move now to the city manager report. Danny Roberts.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have for you, you should have the application for the one applicant that applied for the LDA. Yeah. Turn it over to y'all. 2 positions open, 1 applicant applied.
If they don't have somebody who can attend the meeting currently, if they have someone sick, they can't have a quorum, so they can't have a meeting. I wish we got more applicants, but I
Is the
think we could
individual
go
here
ahead
tonight?
and,
Yep, Mr. Lee's here.
Yep.
oh, okay. Y'all want to have
You
them
wanna
come up?
introduce
and
yourself?
Just introduce yourself?
Yes, sir.
I plan on talking tonight, but good evening, everyone. My name's Michael Lee. I'm a resident since 2004 of Loganville. We love the community, been involved here, but I've worked for the government for 45 years, and I've retired about 2 years ago. So I find myself with some time and trying to get involved a little more civically in and around the city. So that's why I applied. would be happy to answer any questions. I know you've got my resume there, and spent the last couple of years working on a master's degree in public administration, so going back to school at my age was a lot of fun, let me tell you.
Would the council be receptive to go ahead and making a move and doing a swearing in on Thursday night, and then leave it up where other people can apply for the next position?
Yeah.
We got to move on.
That sounds good.
Works for me.
Okay, can you be here Thursday night?
Yes, sir, I can.
I don't want to say it this way, so please don't think it's too forward, but you won this by default. But in your mind, you can say you could have won it with 100 people here, right?
Exactly.
So Thursday night, we'll do the swearing in, and we'll put you on there, and we need you there.
Thanks, sir.
And thank you
Thank
for
you.
wanting to serve.
Very good. Okay, did Danny say that and leave? All right. I wonder if you got anything else. That doesn't look like it. Okay, if we have to, we'll come back to Danny in just a minute. But we'll move now to the city attorney updates. Mr. Paul Rosenthal.
Thank you, Mayor. As we discussed last month, I've got several ordinances that we've done some cleanup on in response to some concerns about some, wayward activity in some of the city parks, and just to tighten up some things on the open container alcohol. So I can go through these one by one. We did a little bit more cleanup since the last meeting to respond to some of your requests. The first one is the criminal trespass ordinance. This is to give the city the authority, or the city officers, to write citations for being in city parks after hours. This does only apply to our Walton County parks. Our municipal court cannot take jurisdiction over criminal trespass citations in Gwinnett County, because Gwinnett County has a state court, so we are preempted by state law from doing that. So that's the reason why there's the nuance of Walton County only. They still can take charges, but then they end up all the way over in state court, and I'll let you talk to the chief and the assistant chief about the difficulties of that. But that's what the first one is. Be happy
And
to
that's
answer.
mainly been driven because we're going to put restrooms at Destination Park. Is that not true?
I understand that some of the more serious problems are Destination Park versus some of the Walton County parks. You still could post the hours, certainly can post the hours. And if somebody's there beyond hours, then, that's the officer's discretion. If they want to take a criminal trespassing charge under the state ordinance, it just would have to be prosecuted and taken through the Gwinnett County State Court system. Our municipal court doesn't have jurisdiction. So that's the distinction. That's the reason why.
Are they still misdemeanors?
Yes, yeah, all still misdemeanors. Let me clarify that. If they're taken under the state charge, they're a misdemeanor. If they're taken under the city ordinance, they're what we consider under the law a petty offense. So there's a unique distinction that a petty offense is a offense that has a maximum imprisonment of up to 6 months. A misdemeanor has a maximum imprisonment up to 12 months. So most of us think of them as misdemeanors, but they're technically, the city ordinance violations are petty offenses, and then the state ordinance violations are misdemeanor offenses.
Thank you.
Those are the changes, sections 22.1, criminal trespass, again, just to give some strength to the police department in regards to the city parks. It will require staff to go and post those hours. Our suggestion, what we normally see, is sunrise to sunset or sunset to sunrise, or when the hours are closed. Basically, whatever hours they post, then if somebody's there outside of those hours, then they can be cited for criminal trespass. The second one, B, is just an addition to the disorderly conduct. You already have disorderly conduct existing under your code of ordinances. This just adds a public urination defecation violation to the disorderly conduct ordinance. The next one, C, is open container update. That is to clean up some distinctions between Section 4 and Section 22 of your ordinance. We talked about them last month. We spent a good bit of time working with staff also in the intervening time, which is the reason why it's good to give these to y'all 1 month and have time to breathe on them before we pass them. And we got all of your different buildings listed in there, basically the buildings that you expect to have private events at that allow for the open containers to occur and to not be a violation of your open container statute. So that is C, open container ordinance, and I'll just keep rolling through these. You just yell if you have any questions. D is public intox ordinance. This is a new ordinance being added, and this just gives some additional teeth to your city police force, to where if there's someone out in public visibly and noticeably intoxicated, and then they could take a city municipal charge, public intox. There's already a state municipal public intox ordinance or citation statute, but they can take it now under the city's municipal ordinance and bring it to municipal court a whole lot easier than if it's a state charge.
Are they
So is-
required to do a breathalyzer or anything like that?
No.
That's what I
Breathalyzer
thought.
is something that you see, they certainly could, they certainly can if they want to, within the context of the type of stop that they're engaging in and all their parameters of criminal procedure, but it's not required. It's the manifestations of intoxication. Somebody else had a question?
So is this one, it's new now, so we're not going to look at this one and not going to do anything on this, action on this one until October?
No, this is from last month. I'm sorry. When I say new, meaning this ordinance doesn't currently exist in
Gotcha.
your code of ordinances. There's already a public intox state statute that prohibits public intoxication, but this then almost mirrors it, but then you have jurisdiction here locally for public intoxication. And then the last one is just sort of a technical cleanup one that we talked about last month. It's just a reading. It precludes the requirement to technically read all of the ordinances. Y'all haven't in the past. I don't think that you need to, but this makes it very blatantly clear that you don't have to unless somebody wants the ordinance actually fully read. That's just to clean up. This has been sort of an ongoing thing across the state. A lot of cities are doing this to make sure that there's not, we call it the resolutions of the ordinances are spread upon the minutes once they've been published, once they've been made available, then they're considered open and available to the public, and there's not a need for the sort of mundane listening to me talk for 30 minutes on end, actually reading the ordinances themselves. However, the way this ordinance is written is any one of y'all have the authority to require that it physically be read, at which time then I will literally read the ordinance for consideration before you. Some people like to do that, most do not, when the ordinance is available ahead of you. So those are the 5 that we brought to you last month for everybody to look at, and then if y'all are ready to adopt them, then you can adopt them this coming Thursday night, one by one, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have on any of these.
So the criminal trespass ordinance is that something that the Public Safety Committee ought to get together on and see? It sounds like we might not have solved the issue with Destination Park, or is there other options?
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of other options because criminal trespass is preempted under Georgia law when the county has a state court. So that's why, when we first started looking at this at the request of some of you guys and police administration, and I was a little taken back, well, why do I have the distinction? I said, I bet it's because state court preempts. We dug into it, yes. And so Gwinnett County has a state court, so there's nothing we can do there. But that's one of the reasons why we added a public intox ordinance. It's one of the reasons why we beefed up some of the elements of the disorderly conduct to give some additional teeth to the police force to address some, wayward behavior in some of these parks in ways we can't. Now, if we post Destination Park, and they're there outside those hours, right? And they certainly, the police staff can certainly do a criminal trespass bar notice or warning. And then if they're there again, then they certainly can, address it, press charges, take charges. I'll let you speak to your chief and your assistant chief about that, but I just know that that's a lot of work for them to do, bringing things through state court of Gwinnett County.
So then if somebody is stopped for public intoxication in Destination Park, does that go to state court?
No, that would be here in municipal court.
Stays here?
Yes. It's just the preemption of this criminal trespass ordinance.
Wow, okay.
Okay, anybody need any questions? Everybody good? Okay. We don't have executive session today. Also, in the public comment down at the bottom, Danny and Paul, it says limited to 3 minutes. We agreed we would not change from the 5 minutes we'd already agreed upon on the last.
That's probably me because it's changed so many times in the last 12 months. 3, 5, 2,
I know.
so 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Christie had it right, I think, the first time I told her it was 3. And I think I
Yeah,
told Kyle that too.
It is 5. That was an error on the last time. It is 5 because y'all had an
5.
ordinance done just very recently, like 21 or 22.
Both.
It is 5. Okay. The most recent one is 5 minutes, so Miss Christie, I know, will make sure and change that to where we don't miss it again. The
I
main
figure
reason.
you all be able to get it right in a couple of months.
Yeah, no, we're going to get it right this time, but yeah, 5 minutes for public comment. And there is no need for executive session on either mine or Danny's end.
Okay?
tonight.
Paul, do your things go on consent agenda, or do we vote on these Thursday night?
That's up to you guys. They can absolutely go on consent agenda, or y'all can vote on them one by one.
I was gonna say, I didn't hear anybody saying that's one.
Are y'all okay with consent?
Yeah, I'm okay with consent.
Okay. What's your pleasure? Consent agenda?
Yep.
Yeah, it's totally appropriate to go on consent agenda.
So I stepped out on the LDA. Do you wish for me to open it back up? For one more? Okay. For how long? October council meeting?
Can we do it till after the election again? Because we've got a lot of people that are gonna be running that if they don't get elected, they would like to serve, and we could have that
That
seat
is
open.
y'all's discretion.
Yeah, why don't we leave it open till December 1st? Would that work? No, is that-
December 1st?
And we're gonna swear in.
Yeah, we wanna put this gentleman in Thursday night. We'll swear him in. And we'd like to leave the application process open because we still have at least one more open, if not 2.
One.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 open now, but if you swear the new applicant in, it'll be. just
Right now,
one. As far as I
they're
know.
struggling to get a quorum to have their meetings.
Okay. So we'll open it back up tomorrow, Kyle.
Okay, either that or wait till
Until December
Friday
1.
after we finish that one,
I won't be here Friday.
whatever you want to do.
December 1, correct?
Thank you. Okay, with that said, the last thing we have on the agenda tonight is we are open for public comments. So anyone here that wants to speak,
We gotta close the
Keith?
meeting.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good to see you this evening. I'm Keith Colquitt, 720 Hunters Lane. Just wanted to formally announce my bid for City Council. I apologize for the late announcement. There were some things beyond my control, but just want to say that I'm looking forward to the possibility of being able to serve the great citizens of this city and working with the City Council and the city staff and taking care of the business here in the city and kind of getting a new perspective and willing to listen to the citizens and their concerns. And again, just willing to work with everybody and just want to say hi.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Keith. We have some other folks who haven't announced already, I believe, not in a council meeting anyway. If you'd like to, we'll go to you next. Have you announced here, or do you want to? It's up to you.
My name is Kathy Swanson. I live at 904 Leebird Road, and I am running for city council this time.
Okay.
And I'm excited. I hope it goes through, and it would be an honor to serve and see what I can do to help City of Loganville.
Very good, Kathy. Welcome aboard. As far as the group running, we have anyone else? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Spring Crowder. I live at 475 Sharon Way. I am running for city council, and I just want to make Loganville a better place. So if you would like to talk to me, I would love to hear your opinions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Danny, do we have an official date for the chamber forum?
Yes, I believe the chamber sent all the candidates the form October 2nd at 6:30 in the council chambers here.
So all
And
of you
that'll
have
be,
that? Should be a good night.
I believe Melissa Shanahan, no, it's not Melissa Shanahan. Is it still Melissa? She's going to be the one moderating that. She is an attorney, I believe local in Monroe, is that correct? So that is a chamber event.
That will be totally handled by the chamber.
Do you know where citizens can send questions? Because usually citizens are allowed to send in questions to
I
be
would
selected.
Contact the Walton County Chamber.
You
for
will,
that.
or you want me to?
No, the citizens need to contact them. I
Okay,
don't want to
gotcha.
do any questions.
Okay, I was just saying that
Yeah,
citizens
no,
are
they need
asking me
to
where they can
contact.
send their questions.
Yeah, call the Walton County Chamber, speak to Terry Smiley, she's the executive director, so I would say if you want questions, send them all to them. Do not send them to us.
Paul, I have a question. Given that it's a publicly announced event, can we attend and not break quorum or not?
Yes, we're going to advertise it.
Okay.
We're going to advertise it so that y'all can attend, but we will disclaim it that there'll be no official action taken, but that policies will be discussed. So we will make sure it's advertised.
Yeah, it should be on our social media tomorrow.
Can we also add where they can send questions when we put it on social media?
Yeah.
Is it on the flyer?
I think, yeah, the flyer said that.
Okay.
Are we gonna have it so people in the audience can ask questions afterwards? Because the questions they come up with,
That's,
I'm not
yes.
saying us.
Usually they mingle, we mingled around last time.
Yeah, but I think the citizens should be able to ask questions, because the questions that come in are lame. I've been doing this
Yes.
a long time, and they're just softball
I
questions.
discussed that with our legal staff, and we're leaving it to the chamber to moderate that, come
I'm
up with a
just coming
system.
up with suggestions. All right, I'll call Terry tomorrow.
I would tell y'all, you can do that. I do not want staff to suggest how we do it, but I'll
You
leave
need to
that
call
y'all.
Terry Smiley
Yeah, that's what
and
you
give her
just
your
said.
feelings about the questions they've been asking in the past. And I assume all the candidates are requesting hard questions? I'm kidding, yeah, I know. They handle all that. We're out of it. Okay, thanks, everybody. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak tonight? Tick tock, tick tock. Okay, seeing no others, could we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
We have a motion, could we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you for being here.